We feral children, lost and wild. Dad punishes us, each and every child. But we are feral children, we thrive on chaos. Dad may try to punish us, he will never tame us. Hell in the cell, hell in the cell. It's Dad's test of out might. All kids will go in to fight. There is only one survivor. Bring a shiver, a screwdriver. Punishment is kinetic dance. Leotards moving in a trance. It's the feral children's penance, watching camel toes prance. My Auntie Deb is a whore. We are feral children, lost and wild. Dad punishes us, each and every child. But we are feral children, we thrive on chaos. Dad may try to punish us, he will never tame us. My Auntie Deb is a fucking whore. Hell in the cell, hell in the cell. Test of out might. All kids will go in to fight. There is only one survivor. Bring a shiver, a screwdriver. Punishment is kinetic dance. Leotards moving in a trance. It's the feral children's penance, watching camel toes prance. Auntie fucking Deb is a goddamn whore. We are feral children, we thrive on chaos. Dad may try to punish us, he will never tame us.
Oh my gosh, Melissa's crazy. I love her so much. Sorry, you guys. Sorry that went off. I just realized my mic is not propped up appropriately. Let's fix that. There we go. There we go. Let me see you. Let me see you all. How are you kids doing? You know what's funny, Pierre? You must be reading my mind. If you look at the last few thumbnails, what is on my lip? What the hell is that? The hell is that? Oh, it's a piece of cheese. Good. Of course. Of course. Why wouldn't there be cheese on my lip? What is it? Cotija? I can never say it right. I got cheese on my lip today. Sorry, kids. Yes, I remember Chris Gaines. Our last few thumbnails have featured him. And I was actually going to ask you guys the same because some of you do. And some of you are like, is that Garth? I've had 2 emails. I finally have been checking my email and trying to get caught up on Discord, trying to respond to everyone. Please be patient with me. It's been a crazy week, and I'll tell you what's coming up. I still got cheese on my fucking lip. Hold on. Cheese stuck to my lipstick. That's how good this lipstick is. If you like it, this is my new favorite lipstick. It's L'Oreal something. What is this shit called? I don't know. It's called L'Oreal, and it's got, oh, here it is. It's L'Oreal, the fuck, Infallible Breakfast in Bed is the name of this one. And I like it. I finally have one that I like. Everything, it's fine. It doesn't give me any problems except cheese sticks to it. So make a note of that. I want to tell you guys about some crazy stuff I have coming up this week. Well, probably for the next month or so. And I want to get maybe your advice. Maybe you guys have some advice for me because, whoo, it's a doozy. Hello, fellow culties. Hello, trouble. Uh-oh, here comes trouble. But I wanted to see how many of you guys remember Chris Gaines and how many of you have no fucking clue who Chris Gaines is. Because if you don't know about Garth's goth alter ego, Goth Garth, I think he was Australian too, right? I will show you. Dion Peel, oh my gosh, with your beautiful hair and your fancy glasses. It's good to see you back, babe. Dude, I was talking about your hair to my mom a while back. I think I might tell you this every time, but she had that hair for briefly a long time ago when she worked at a Woolworth when I was a kid. And I've always wanted my hair just like to where when the light hits it, it almost looks dark purple. I want that. And I want to get a beehive so fucking bad. Maybe one day I'll pop on and just have a hive. Who knows? Tiff Knox, hello. Hello, Tiff, Pierre, Wendy, Walk, Trouble, and Dion, 2 hands, yellow, heart, red. I feel like anything can be a wrap. You wear your food well. Thank you very much. You should see the cheese that collects in my bra. I feel like it's fine to say that because we're almost all women, but If you're a lady who wakes up with cheese in your tits, please let me know, because I like to sneak into the fridge at night if there's shredded cheese and eat it and go back to sleep and forget about it. I mean, sometimes I'm sleepwalking, I don't even know. But when I wake up with cheese in my bra, which should be off when you sleep, but I'll just pass out anywhere. It's a problem. It's a real problem, and I need real professional help. Hello, Coe, aka Co. Hello, Des. Everybody's saying hello, although personality. You talking about, you mean alter ego personality? Yeah. Chris Gaines is nuts. I will show you Chris Gaines if you want to see some Chris Gaines. Happy Sunday, Mama Lost Rhonda. Hello, Curious Wendy. You remember it was weird, right? And I've told you this before. You cheese on your lip. I know. Do you think Garth as Chris Gaines looks like Zoolander? Oh my God. You know? Didn't before. Now I do. Oh shit. Hold on. You know what? We might just have to watch Chris Gaines anyway. I know it'll copyright strike me for the music, but damn. Oh, look. Is he bringing back Chris Gaines 10 months ago? Oh, that's scary. Maybe we can find a short. I did not create the song. I do not own the rights to this recording. Maybe we can find something that won't. Yeah, this is all going to copyright strike us. You know what I'm going to have to do? I'm going to have to pull up. I'm going to have to turn it off if I find a video, right? I don't know. Maybe we'll show you some. There's a thing called Chris Gaines, the podcast. And I always wonder, is that Garth? But I'm too scared to click on it. Okay, and it wears cheese. Yes, it wears cheese. They stopped making my favorite L'Oreal lipstick. Who the hell is texting me right now? It's funny. Oh, shit. Oh, shit. Girl, okay. I'm getting a lot of Mrs. Parks is at Billie Eilish right now, and she's having a time. She's having a time, dude. How are you guys doing tonight, though? Hey, fam, everybody. Hello, Shiraz. You always look good, Dion. Damn. I miss my glasses now because you have cool glasses. Actually, a lot of you have really dope glasses. I know Tiff does. Look at those glasses. Hello, Megan. Megan, I'm mailing your card. I did get your address. Thank you so much. That was moot, though, because you also sent it to me in my email. You were right. I was like, she did. And then I found the card and I was like, oh, good. I need to mail this. He did have Blue Steel vibes. The picture of the shirt. I saw a comment. You said that you got a Hugin shirt for cheap. I haven't seen the picture yet. When I do my emails, I start at the bottom, but I think I'm almost to the front page or the first page, so I should be at yours soon. And I will look at the Hugin shirt. Hello, everybody. Oh, hello, Melissa. We played your song. It was beautiful. We love the Feral Children. We absolutely adore it. You should start putting your name in the corners so that when we play it or your handle, people can add you. I should start putting it back up on the banner. I need to do that. If you guys like the Feral Children song, here, let me pull that up. That's on me, actually. I should do that. You can go to your sister Melissa's page. Where'd I put it? Here, let me pull it up. And you should add her because she puts up such good songs. They're so good. They're so fucking funny. Here we go. I don't wear a bra because of the shirt. That's not what I meant. Oh, that's Darlene. Okay. That's Darlene's comment. Shit, Darlene. Lucky you'd have cheese in it if you did. Well, not lucky for the surgeries, but lucky you don't have to wear a bra. Hello, Smarty Hardy. Hello, Curious Wendy. All right, Melissa, your shit's going to pop up so people can follow you if they like the song. Hello, Jojo Fashosho. I like your name. That's fun. Girl, I had a baby snail fall out of my cleavage from my guerrilla gardening. Holy shit. You snail tits. That's what we're going to call you from now on, Tiff Knox. Your new cult nickname is Snail Tits. Doctor on call. I used to eat in my sleep. Me too, dude. I have sleepwalking issues. I'll eat anything. I'll eat something if it's bad, and then I'll just shit all day the next day. I made sandwiches in my sleep on Ambien. Oh, shit, were they good? Ambien sandwiches sound fascinating. Des, hey, Turd Meg. Oh, you're saying hey to everybody. Hey, Des and Coa, you guys are from San Antonio, right? What's going on with that missing lady and her husband? I have not caught up. I've been very busy. We'll get to that in a second, but I'm I'm thinking of getting into it because I used to live I've lived in every part of San Antonio except one, which is the far southwest side. I haven't lived on that side, but I lived in Almost Park 3 times. And there was another case that's almost exactly like this that happened about 30 years ago, I think now. Yeah, about 30 years ago in San Antonio, in Almost Park. Very similar situation. It was a doctor and her husband, though, and they were military. So the Air Force OSI handled it. This is very strange. I'm very intrigued. Maybe we'll learn about that together. I think Grizzly is covering it, so I'm probably going to watch her stuff later. Hello, little misfit. Let's keep going down and see everybody. Let's see all the kids. I got to scoop down a little. It's a Hugin shirt. Hundreds of little Hugins. Oh, shit. I didn't know a shirt could encapsulate such magic. Hi, Sibs. Yeah, I hope Miss Parks has fun too. She's with her daughter. They're going to have a blast. Sherilyn, hello. Walk Among the Tombstones says hello to everyone. L'Oreal made some stuff that stayed on ages and kind of stayed in my lips, but did not dry them out. Then they discontinued. Same. And I don't remember what it was called. It might have been Everstay or something. I don't remember, but it was really perfect. It was the best color, and it's all fucked now. They got rid of it. Speaking of getting rid of things and fucking us. Wow, do I have some bad news for you? Welcome, Grammy Shell. You're just in time for the bad news. You're going to hate this. Here we go. Let me show you what's going on. Let me show you what's going on. It's absurd. It's absurd. The Wayback Machine is down. Well, right now it's saying it can't even be fucking reached. What the hell? I know my internet. If my internet goes out, please bear with it. We've been having issues this week. And I'll have to pop back on. They say it'll be back up, I know. But last time this happened, they said it was going to be back up, and it took a long ass time. It does undergo scheduled maintenance, but here's the problem. And I thought it was an internet issue, but I tried it on my phone too. And I'm getting this site can't be reached. And then it cycles in between, we'll be back soon, check on Twitter. And I go to Twitter and there's nothing. So this happened a while back for both Wayback Machine and for, what do you call it? Judy Records. Wayback Machine, excuse me, started back up about a week or two after it went down because it was undergoing maintenance. Usually it should be 24 to 48 hours, right? Judy Records was down for over a year. And it had to do with some issues basically with court stuff because they were showing records with juvenile shit in it and they weren't supposed to be. And they were also showing California records that were supposed to be under sealed, and it was a whole thing. So I just noticed this. I don't know what's going on. Wait. What are we saying down here? Yeah, I know. Not the way back. You like Cheddar Bay Biscuit? That's a Julie Nagel shout out. It was hacked. Who the fuck hacked it? I will call Uncle Alex right now and we will go ham. What are you talking about? Also, I think Hugin had a flea and now I feel itchy everywhere. Yeah, you talking about Ambien? Yeah, a lot of people had to quit taking it because it made them go nuts. And some people strangled their wives. Hey, AJ, what the fuck do you mean it got hacked? Who hacked it? Do we know? I'm so pissed. That is fucked. Not our Wayback Machine. Not today. Not us. That's infuriating. I hope they have the means to get it back up. We work diligently to archive large swaths of public web, in particular with regard to MTV News. Okay, they're still pissed at MTV. They have an ongoing beef with a couple of people. Is that Garth on the... Oh, Tim McGraw. They have a little bit of a beef going on with a couple of different companies, services, various websites, various production companies. And it's all about like, hey, you guys don't archive your shit good. Well, we do it for you. Quit bitching. That's basically it. And it's very fun to watch on Twitter. It's fun to watch a website throw sass at a company. I lost power all day yesterday with no storm and no storm. Prepare, peeps. What? Where are you at, Pierre? What are you talking about? Oh my God, I have news for y'all. Remember when we talked about fires and I said I have a weird fear of burning to death? Yeah, a corner of my house caught fire today. Luckily, it was on the outside. Oh my God, Megan. What happened? Are you okay? Did they fix it? Like, did it get put out? Oh no. You gave it up too? You gained weight on Ambien? Oh shit. I'm going to watch it tomorrow. It's awesome, Ernie Bird, as long as they don't return it and want refunds. Wait, what? What happened to Ernie Birdie? People order from my mom's website on Ambien all the time. It's oh shit. Dude, yeah. Also, Ambien shopping's a real thing. I never did it, but I had a roommate who did it, and it is bad. Also, Megan, what the fuck happened to your house? Who lit your house on fire? Pro-Palestine groups hacked Wayback Machine? That makes no sense. Why would they do that? That seems really weird. That can't be true, is it? Why would they do that? What? That's wild. We had a huge lightning strike in the horse pasture and shook the house. Didn't lose internet or power. Amazing. Wow, that is amazing. You know, if you ever get one of those invisible fences for your dog, which I don't recommend whatsoever. I used to work for them. That's all I can say, but I just wouldn't recommend them. Be careful, because if lightning hits that shit, you're fucked. And it'll take down everything, and it triggers all this shit, these electrical problems. It's really bad. So just be careful with that. I can't remember what it's called, but it'll blow up your whole light pole. Hello, Miss Jessica. Glad you're here. So Megan said her house caught on fire, and now I'm worried. Is she okay? Yeah, how did that happen? I have questions. Here we go. Thankfully, my sister walked outside before we all died. I had 3 dead plants outside my garage, and they were on full-blown fire. What the fuck? How did it happen, though? No conspiracy, just have firewood, water, and food. Wait, why? I'm so confused. Why'd your internet go out, and why should we have firewood, water, and food? They didn't. Who didn't? That's the claim? Is that that sounds like bullshit. First of all, pro-Palestine groups hacking anything. Like, what would that mean? Like, how do they even know? Is it someone who is pro-Palestine but also a hacker did it? A whole group of I would think that they'd be focused on Palestine. That's like when they said Antifa hacked the White House website when they didn't. I've spent lots of money on Amazon back in the Amazon days. They fry everything too. Uh-oh. Did you go out and look for mushrooms in the pasture? Did you walk among the tombstones? Be careful with those, because you can get violent tummy aches and die if you eat the wrong ones. I saw lightning strike the neighbor's palm tree. It caught fire even though there was a giant rainstorm. Whole fire truck full of water, couldn't put it out. Yeah, my friend's whole house lit on fire. My homie died in it from a lightning strike during a rainstorm. It's very spooky dooky. Hey, everyone. SMD says number 18. I don't know what that means, but hello, SMD. All right. I have a GoPro on my helmet. I film, so if I die, my husband can explain it to the insurance company. Holy shit. Oh, yeah, Megan. Ernie wants to know if it was a Siggy. We have solar-powered electric fence. We had one blow up before when it had to be plugged into an outlet. Yep. And if it hits it with a what's it called? The transformer on it. If it's an invisible fence hooked up specifically, the copper, like I guess something happens with the current, it goes back and it'll blow it up. Why not? I don't know. I'm assuming a cigarette. I don't know. I think it's a sign. Oh shit. Did they find a cigarette butt? That's wild, dude. That sucks. Yeah, it's okay if you have typos. Antifa did a shit in the hallway. That's so fucking funny. Yeah, I think it's so funny when people blame Antifa for everything. I still blame Antifa for everything. When I can't find a parking spot, I'm like, God damn Antifa. No mushrooms in the pasture, just turds. Don't eat the turds either. Don't eat the turds either. Damn, dude. Okay. Because it's better to be prepared, and I'm always thankful to what I have. No, true. But like, are you worried something's going to happen? because the internet went out? Because the internet's been shitty everywhere lately. Also, Elon blew a rocket off today, I guess. So was that today, I think? So a lot of people were very concerned with that, especially since they have been warring on the eastern border. Yeah, but it's just so weird. Like, I don't see why Palestine groups would do anything to the internet as a whole. I could see them focusing on like maybe Starlink or a government website, but Wayback Machine is just, it's literally like it's useful to them to preserve history. I'll have the answer about Wayback Machine. Yeah, let me know. I have no skimming articles, and then remembered I don't read. Thankfully, only a little of your garage was burned. Okay, good. Not a lot, just a little of the garage, just a little snippet. Damn. Okay, the nodes run Antifa. Yes, we do know this. The nodes run everything. Antifa are all my ice cream. I don't know what that means, but I love it. If someone says it, I type it. You're like Ron Burgundy, but typing, especially if the turds are streaming. Oh, absolutely. I was told I cannot spray free Karen Reed my cars. Not for the figure eight or the demolition derby. Oh, on your cars. Wait, why not? You could spray it on yourself. Spray paint the car. Why the fuck not? Although I have to say something about the FKR, just as, let's just be real here, people. Free Karen Reed, when they put FKR, it just looks like fucker. All right. Every time I look at it, I think fucker, and then I have to remember it's free Karen Reed. Like, it literally takes me a whole second, and I'm all about freeing Karen Reed. Also, she's free. So I'm a little concerned with this movement just because of the branding. I'm all for it. I support it, but we got to get better branding than hashtag fucker. All right. Because it looks like it says fucker. I mean, it may as well be a vanity plate that says FKR SFTLY or some shit. That's too much. But you know what I mean? Like, just, is there a better way? And also, should it be free when she's already free? Maybe we need to do don't cage Karen Reed. There's got to be some. We got to figure out a branding. We'll talk to Aunt Deb. We'll figure it out. Mama probably should have done the deed that day. Would have saved us a lot of time and money, but I'm trying to have an open mind. Not okay. Hi, Darlene. Everybody's saying hi, not the internet. I'm worried about infrastructure. Yeah, but why are you worried about infrastructure? Where are you? Are you in Palestine? What's going on, Pierre? Are you okay? Yes, Elon does have a penis rocket, and today he shot it off, and for the first time ever, it kind of sort of worked. Climate activists destroy priceless, famous paintings. So do billionaires who buy them. So do they smoke indoors right around them. They literally like trash them at parties. Someone spills wine on a fucking Basquiat. They're like, don't worry, I'll buy another. I think that too, honestly. What? Somebody lied to you. Spray away. Yeah, spray away. It does look like fucker, right? It looks like fucker. That's why they thought it was obscene. Ah, yes, because it looks like fucker. Turtle Man says no more hashtags. It's too boomer. I mean, isn't he a boomer? How old is that guy? That is what I thought. Fucker looks like fucker, but in a way, it fits these fuckers. It does. Yeah, don't retry Karen Reed. DRKR. Then it looks like darker. I don't know about that. Get off Karen Reed. Goker? Get off. Exonerate Karen Reed. Ecker? Well, she hasn't been convicted, so there's nothing to exonerate. That's why this is a tricky marketing thing. It's very tricky. I put MSP with a red circle and a line through it, said, that's good. Fuck the Commonwealth. What about that? FCW. That's actually a wrestling event. That's a wrestling promotion. You would get sued. Damn. You found the duck plump. Excellent. Good. Don't rehome Karen. Karen free roam. What's it called? What kind of parenting? What is it called when you let them wander around? Free range parenting? Free range Karen Reed? Furker. That could work. I have a dad question. Can a person run 10 miles per hour? 10 miles in an hour would be a 6-minute mile. People run 6-minute miles. I think they can. They'd probably get gassed a little. So it'd probably be like 8 to 9. I mean, 10 miles per hour would be pushing it. You'd have to be really fast. That's like a full blown sprint. It's a full blown sprint, right? For that many miles. I mean, well, if you're only going 1 mile, yeah. Okay, yeah, you can, because 10 miles in an hour is a 6-minute mile. People do 6-minute miles. If you go 1 mile, yeah, absolutely. Yes, they can. That's the answer. That is Google. Thank you. Which spells dig. That's a good movement. That is Google movement. Dig. AJ, I love that one. Don't rehome. Let Karen free roam. That's so good. Yeah. Let's see. I have a penis. I love a penis rocket. Okay. Billionaires use them to hide money. Absolutely. Fancy paintings. Also, our infrastructure is shitty. Oh, you're in Maine? Oh, fuck. Well, fuck. You just got to get out of Maine, Pierre. Isn't it very, very cold up there? We got to get you out. How do we free you from Maine? What did I miss? I got distracted. Absolutely nothing. Absolutely nothing. Except it's Darlene's granddaughter's first birthday tomorrow. Woo, Darlene. Darlene. I'm so excited for you and your granddaughter. Elon's rockets went into the pinchers. Excellent. My parents are boomers. They don't understand hashtags. Okay, then hashtags aren't boomer. They're not boomer. Hi, kitty. Hello, says Rochelle Gonzalez. Hello, Rochelle. What the fuck? The alert just dinged. What the fuck indeed? Free Karen Reed bitches. So it'd be fucker B? A farm. Okay. I love that. It's so funny to see it all out of context. Duck Plump. NYX found at Walgreens. Oh, I thought you were being silly and meant Dick Plump. Okay. You're talking about those Duck Plump lip things? Are they gooey? It looks like slime. I think I know what you're talking about. It's been on TikTok. And I don't remember who tried it, but someone tried it and I saw a video of it. And they said when you squeeze it out, it just goes and it's like slime. But also they liked it. So I'm very confused. All right, everybody's here tonight. Free range parenting is kind of how everyone over 30 grew up. True. So we should free range parent Karen Reed. No, like run fast. Oh, okay. Yeah, I mean, but yeah, it's possible though. 10 miles per hour, you can run fast. You could do 10 miles an hour. Absolutely. I know that bicycles, it's like you do like 20. A horse can run 30. You could, but not too long. Yes, that's the answer. You could, just not too long. You could probably do it for a mile or two, but then you get gassed. You get gassed as fuck. Walsh uses them to fake. I don't know what that means. Sharing creates, but I'm glad you're here and I miss you. No, Pierre, my cunt mom was strict as fuck. I was a missionary kid. What does that mean? So you were like, wait. Oh, so you were like stuck in the missionary. You're always like around nuns and shit. Ooh. At NCSU, we had to run a 3-minute mile to graduate and we had to be able to swim. What? 3-minute mile? Is that even possible? I don't know if that's possible. Isn't that Olympian? What is NSCU? I have questions. Oh, Dad has new lips and she's glowing. Yeah, Dad's pregnant with a turd. I'm about to turd on you kids. Sorry. It's like that gene MFKR that causes breast cancer. Yep, can't use that one. That is a good point. Oh, happy baby plus 12. Yeah. Darlene's granddaughter's turning 1 tomorrow, so everybody chill the fuck out, okay? Freshman had to take the swim test at Carolina. What? You know, I don't know if it's possible, but I believe you did it because I went to a jazz school, even though I didn't like jazz, and we had to have juries our first semester for our instruments. We had to like do chair tests to get into the program. And I played clarinet, and they don't really need clarinet that much in jazz. So it was extremely rough. And the practice sheets that we got, like the required hours to practice, was pretty much the whole week. I think it was like 72 hours to start. Like, that's a lot of playing an instrument in a week. It's almost unreasonable. And people didn't believe it when we tell them. So I believe the requirements are insane. God, a 3-minute mile. I think I ran the fastest I ever did was like a 14, and I was like the slowest kid in my school history for the mile. Pretty positive. I went so slow. They're in Duck Plump. Okay. No, I don't want to leave. I just prep for a time with no power or gas. Think wood stove and chickens and garden. Ooh, that's fun. That's fun. But if it's too cold, I mean, you might have to. You might have to burn some chickens and then eat them. I never know what to do at Walgreens either. Makeup, what to choose. Fuck, Walgreens is expensive. I don't get makeup there at all. It's just too much. Walsh sold a fake Warhol. What? Well, you know what? Here's the thing. There is a fascinating, if I could, I'd like to, I'll link it on the community page if I can find it. There is a fascinating, it's either a Radio Lab or an NPR or an episode of Criminal, and it's about people who steal paintings, or well, they don't steal them, they'll steal one and they'll reproduce it. And then there's people who don't need to steal to reproduce. They've just learned to reproduce really incredible high quality art and make it look super old, to the point where you literally can't tell the difference between a fake and a real. And then they have these people who are what do you call it? They have art curators and authenticators that go in there and try to look at the fake and determine whether it's real or fake, and they can't tell. And then they speak to this, they call him a criminal, a thief. Some people call them reproductionists, but these people who make the paintings, the fakes, and they ask them, like, how do you do it? And they explain the process. It is so fucking fascinating, and I'm kind of obsessed with it. And I just went on a whole fucking hunt to find out how it all works and why they're doing it, because I used to love this book called Electro Boy. I still do. And the author screwed over an art swindler whose name was Kastabi. He was an actual artist, and he would have factories like Warhol where he would pay very poorly to up and coming artists, a lot of people who were immigrants, and he'd get them to reproduce his own paintings, and he'd just sign them, and he'd pay them so shittily. And it was really fucking crazy. And yeah, he would make a ton of money, and people would buy these paintings thinking they were painted by him, but they weren't. And so this guy, Andy Behrman, part of his vig was he fucked everybody over by poaching the artists and having them do the same thing, but then they learned his signature because a couple of people in that art squad, Kastabi was like, here, let me teach you my signature just in case I can't or I'm busy. So this guy, Andy, who is one of his, he's an art collector, but was also he would like purchase art for people, and he like introduced badass art to celebrities. And he was basically like a go-between guy, an art sales agent. What, I don't remember what the word is, but he would go fucking pimp art to people all over the world on behalf of the artist. So he poached those people, had them making the same shit, but he would pay them way more money for it. And then he'd go to Japan and he'd sell the artwork as if it was Kastabi's. And they had a big court case. And there's just a great book about his life. And there's all these fake like reproductions of this workout that you can get. And I used to be kind of obsessed with getting a fake. Like, I really want a fake. Like, one of the illegal ones that they try to like, they're like, nope, chunk it. It's fake. I'm like, shit, give me one of those. Walsh is a vile human being. I don't know who this Walsh person is. Not far from Mass. If you are cold, come to my luxury villa. I have an extra bedroom and a loft. Look at that. Doctor on call. Reaching out to Pier. Look at that. Walsh sold 2, I think. The FBI was on to him. Show choir kid here. By the way, Dad called into Adam's show last night and talked so much about all my trauma. Wait, By the way, Dad, I called into Adam's show last night and talked so much about all my trauma. Adam in the chat was so kind. I want to call in to you. Oh my God, we'll let you call in. If we have time tonight, we'll do it, or we'll do an all call in tomorrow. That would be sick. And also, I'm gonna go back and listen to Adam's episode. I'm trying to get caught up on everything this week, tonight and tomorrow starting. In fact, we have to start reading this shit in a minute. You know what case I would like to see solved? The Gardner Museum. Is that the one? Okay, so there, did you hear about this old couple recently? I think it's in Arizona, and they passed away, and then the kids were trying to like clean out their place, and they're like, what do we do with this? Like, what is this art? And there was like, I think there was like a safe behind one of the paintings, which is so fucking crazy. I think that's the same one. There might have been two. Anyway, this old couple that died, turns out they were art thieves. And the art on their walls in their little shitty house was one of these famous heists. I wonder if that's the one. I wonder if that's the same one. If not, I'm totally into art heists and finding the new art. I actually am in a bit of a weird situation right now. Brian Walsh is a turd, not in a good way either. Ooh, I'll have to look him up. Art broker. Oh, yes, a broker. That's the word. Megan, as long as you aren't dead and safe, that's all me care about, Jessica says. Best way to hide the assets, art. A lot of people also say not horse farms. Well, yeah, like a horse farm. Yes, horses. Racing horses too is a big thing. Cuz like a horse can be valued. In fact, we've got some horse fans, I'm sure, in here. I know some of you are. Totally, a lot of money for a good ass horse. For a good, like a quarter horse, you could get a fuckload of money for those. So it's like a good way to hide the assets or launder the money is through the horses because they're valued so highly. Crazy, huh? Oh, he's the guy who cut up his wife. Oh shit. Proctor was on it? No. Oh, damn. Kind of sort of little hers. Don't worry. We've just been catching up. We've been catching up. He has all the same cops as a kid. Oh, fuck. I remember now. I know who you're talking about. They've mentioned that quite a few times. Wow, dude. That is so crazy. I'd be so proud of my parents. Yeah, imagine your parents die. You have to go through all their shit. Turns out they're famous art thieves. Whew. There's another one here in Austin at the Goodwill that I go to all the fucking time. A woman goes and she goes, "Oh, look at this statue. That's cute." And she's a YouTuber who does that thrift flip type of stuff on her channel. And she usually it's like moms who are into pottery. Like she would be a good art teacher. Like that's her aesthetic, her style. Now take that and mix it with Teen Mom Chelsea. That's what this woman's whole page is like. And I kind of love it, honestly. And she's really good at picking out like, oh, this is clay from this artist. But she sees this like bust, this statue, and she's like, damn, that's a bust, right? Dude, let me just see if I can find it on here. At a Goodwill, she finds an ancient relic. Here it is. We're going to watch this now. This is so crazy. This is what pisses me off. I was at the Goodwill, this exact same one, like a week prior. I do not remember seeing this because there was so much shit that looked like this. There was like a lot of really cool statues. It was amazing. Also, horse racing can be a dirty business. And it's also, yes, life insurance, also very good. But horse racing in particular, we talked about this before. Tom Arnold's sister, and, she's the original Walt White, original Breaking Bad. She funneled all the meth money through horses in the Midwest. Crazy, right? This chat is very unique. Sometimes I read chat, but then others I wait until it's up on the big screen and then answer it when it's up there and it's totally out of order and it makes sense. I know it's wild, isn't it? I have to remember in my head what I was just talking about and then go back to it. What? Auntie Bev is a judge for that too? Isn't she a civil court judge? Why is she handling these cases? Your parents are just druggies? Well, they could still be. Most druggies are great at art. I don't know what you're talking about at this point. Here, let me show you this shit. I go to this Goodwill. This is my Goodwill. I'm so pissed off. But also good for her. Good for her. But this happened. This fucking happened.
It is the Goodwill find of a millennium. An Austin woman stumbles on a 2,000-year-old Roman sculpture.
Pretty incredible. Our Kelsey Thompson had a chance to talk with her. What'd you have to say, Kelsey?
Well, Robert, this was a priceless Goodwill find indeed, found at the Far West Boulevard location here in Austin by resident Laura Young back in August of 2018. She buys and sells antiques and purchased this marble bust for just $35. What she learned through her own research and some help from our
genuine question to chat, because when I first heard of this, I couldn't quote you earlier. I wanted to tell you how much it cost, but I couldn't remember. All I remembered was when I heard the price, I went, that's still too much. Like in my head, I remember thinking like, God damn, Goodwill, jacking up the prices on this ancient Roman sculpture. Like, I remember when you could get a good fucking head like this at Goodwill for $4. 30-some dollars? Now I know why I was shocked. That's crazy. That's why I say I don't really remember the head, because there was so much shit. There was a lot of shit like this, but that's one of the reasons I turned away, because I was like, this shit's expensive as fuck. I'm not going to pay over $10 for anything at Goodwill. Fuck it, I'm so stupid.
Art auctioneer Sotheby's is that this piece wasn't just an antique. It was a first century AD piece of Roman artwork.
I've been to lots of museums. I have a history degree.
This is her. She's a baddie. Pretty sure she's in my next door. Always too intimidated to reach out. Absolutely love her. This bitch knew exactly what she was doing when she picked that haul up, but I don't think she knew exactly what she had. And when she found out, oh my God.
I've taken, art history classes. So at that point, I'm like, I think this thing might be like really, really old. So did some Google image searching and, looked up Roman marble bust. And it's like, oh yeah, that looks like my guy.
This is wild, Kelsey. How did it make its way to Texas?
Britt, that's the million-dollar question here. And art curators are trying to find what exactly the answer is. This bust origin traces its way back to Germany, where it was located in a museum bombed by Allied soldiers during World War II. And some theories suggest that might explain its presence here in Texas.
Aschaffenburg, which is the German city where the museum was located, where this head was displayed, was a strategically important city during World War II for the Germans. And as a result, it was bombed a lot by Allied bombers. So there was definitely a lot of American presence. And so it seems likely that...
I have to stop right here and say, the amount of people, I mean, shit, my step-great-grandpa, my step-grandpa, my great-grandpa, like the amount of people in Texas who were in that war, in World War II, fighting with the Allied forces against Germany was insane. Like, I have so many friends who have relics from their grandparents and their great-grandparents and shit. My step-grandpa has a helmet with a Nazi knife stuck in it. I believe the story is he took the guy's knife and stabbed him in the head, and then the helmet got stuck to it. And he has a Nazi flag with a shitload of bullet holes in it because he shot them. Like, he shot the flag. And it's just there with his stuff and an old camera and a bunch of pictures of ladies posing on cars. But, like, it's crazy how many of my friends' grandparents have stuff like that. And they have weird stuff that they purged from Germany during the war.
However,
anyway, it doesn't surprise me that someone had an ancient relic.
They got hold of it, that some American who was stationed there probably got it and brought it back home with them to Texas somehow. I don't know if it fits in a duffel bag, but...
Can you imagine?
Here's another fun fact. Here in Texas, from West Texas, which is in the central part of Texas. I know that sounds crazy, but West is up by, it's McLennan County. It's where the fertilizer plant blew up that one time. It was all over the news because If you have a fertilizer plant, don't put it next to the best kolaches in Texas, or it's going to be all over the news when it explodes. And by the way, when it exploded, I had to be there for a speeding ticket because they'll pull you over for anything in that fucking place, anywhere on the way from Austin to Fort Worth. You will get pulled over. I was going 2 miles over the speed limit. I got pulled over. I got a fucking ticket. Court day, because you have to go to court for a speeding ticket in these small towns, happened to be the day the fertilizer plant exploded. That put off all court for 2 years. Now, I forgot about the ticket. That turned into a 10-year debacle because of that. So I will never fucking forget that place. I think about it pretty much every day and how it kind of ruined my life. And that was all just to go do a comedy show in Dallas that really didn't go that well. Anyway, it was rescheduled, my court hearing, over 2 mile per hour over the speed limit ticket, rescheduled for the day of the Super Bowl, which happened to be the only time in like many years when it snowed a lot and all the roads were shut down, including there and including the courthouse. So court was canceled. That put it off another year. It was on and on. It ruined my life. It was like a decade of like dealing with this fucking ticket because of the shitty town. Anyway, that shitty town is where all the Polacks went to after the war. You know how there was a diaspora? I don't know how to fucking pronounce it. And people always correct me the opposite way. So I'm going to say both. A lot of Polacks came here. My dad was one of them. He was a refugee. But there's a huge Czechoslovakian and Polish population there in that central part of Texas, a little north central. And it goes all the way down to a town called St. Hedwig and Kosciuszko. And the reason the towns are named St. Hedwig and Kosciuszko is because they were founded, or I guess ran, by the Polacks and the Czechs. So there is a massive amount of immigration that came from the Ukraine, Czechoslovakia, and Poland in particular, with families that fought in that war. And it is crazy how many antique stores you can find World War II shit in that has been stolen from the Nazis. It's really crazy. Anyway, I'm going to keep going.
That thing across international borders. I'm wondering what's next. I mean, do you sell this piece? Do you put it in a museum?
Yeah, so Britt, because of international art law and the fact that this was likely stolen from Germany, it's illegal actually to put this item up for sale. Instead, Laura worked with professors from UT's classics department and the San Antonio Museum of Art to find the bust a new home.
And I'm glad other people get to see him. He's been hidden away since World War II, you know? He survived a bombing. He survived the fall of Rome. He deserves to be seen.
Now, this art display opened to the public at SAMA yesterday and will remain in San Antonio through the end of next May. Afterwards, it'll be transported back to Germany.
Yeah, it's more than likely a real person. Just wonder the story about him 2,000 years ago. Pretty fascinating. Kelsey, thanks for joining us.
By the way, can I say how much I fucking love our newscasters? This dude is a badass. He fucks, dude. He rules. I love this guy. I just love him. He's my favorite newscaster right now. He's the best. Anyway, Miss TJ, girl, go get a Worth Point account. It's worth it. It is so fucking worth it. It's crazy worth it, especially if you have stuff like that. I'm in a situation right now, and maybe I will show you guys what I'm working with a little bit later. But I kind of want to show you this one because she was on CBS and you get to learn more about it.
A news story here.
And this is so sick. I love it when stuff like this happens. I really
about
do.
How you can find just about anything in a thrift store, from books to clothes, one-of-a-kind furniture. Well, a Texas woman was shocked to learn that a statue she bought in 2018 has a 2,000-year-old story behind it. Omar Villafranca decided to wrap his head around this marble mystery.
Shopping at this Goodwill boutique in Austin, Texas is like sifting for gold.
It's like luck, I feel like. You have to look.
Between the gently used dresses.
By the way, I stopped going to this fucking Goodwill because it got slammed. And see this? Do you see this shit? Live, laugh, love that for everyone, but I don't need a sign of it with family rule. Like, this shit is all over Goodwill, just the same sign. Speak kindly, clean up your own messes. Like, why do we need this? And then this shit, creepy dolls all over that place now. It's mostly the stock signs from Amazon someone ordered for their Meemaw. There's a lot of Mimi signs. I'm not Meemaw, I'm Mimi. Or everybody wipe your shoes. It's Mimi's house. Fucking Mimi stuff. Remember we talked about mum culture? It's a lot of mum culture repurposing going on at this Goodwill now. Not so many marble mysteries or ancient relics as I wish, but I moved. I moved to a different Goodwill because I couldn't take it. Too many people at this one. It's a boutique too, so it's small and it's supposed to have cool shit. And you know me, I used to work in ancient books. I told you guys that, right? I call them ancient, but they're not. They're just like antique books when I worked at a bookstore. I was obsessed with this shit. I did it for a summer. I was obsessed. The books here, way overpriced. Way overpriced. I found a William Bradford book that's like one of the oldest books ever that I've ever owned. And I think it was called A Plymouth Plantation. I might have to find that and send it to Aunt Deb. But I remember it was a book that I spent $13 on at a half price books, and it was worth like $1,100. And I'm like, what the fuck are we doing here, people? When the Goodwills got books for $40 that are worth $10, and the half price books that, I mean, I find shit there all the time worth $100, $1,000, like it's crazy.
And the kitchenware.
I am looking for whatever catches my eye and whatever works on any given day.
There are deeply discounted secondhand treasures to be found.
I found older the lithographs and silver dishes.
When antiques dealer Laura Young goes thrifting, she keeps her head on a swivel.
I'm looking for anything, first of all, that I love and anything that I think you will love for your home.
Laura Young was roaming around these aisles looking for household treasures when she saw something sitting on a lower shelf that caught her eye. You had a hunch that it was something.
Oh, yes, yes.
Young was mesmerized. The details in the hair, the brooding look on the man's face.
There's a lifelikeness to the face.
But was this a masterwork of art or some relic of a college toga party? Young had to find out.
You try to pick it up, it weighs a lot. Definitely solid marble. The price is right, $34.99.
When you flip over and you see that it's $34.99.
Yeah, no questions. Immediately find a guy to pick it up.
Sold.
Yes. So I paid for it as quickly as humanly possible and had the same guy carry it out to the car for me. And I strapped him into the front seat of the car with a seat belt.
With the bust belted into her car, she went home and started reaching out to experts. She sent pictures to academics and auction houses, trying to find out more about the.
Also, I'm going to pause for a quick rant. So, and I'm even going to pull this down for a second. Fun fact. If you're trying to find your birth parents and you were adopted, or you're trying to find a child that you adopted out, anytime between the 70s, the late 70s, and the mid 90s, and you live in Texas, if you went through almost any company that was religious, especially if it was recommended to you by a group called Tri-Y or 4-H or any of the, like, See You at the Pole, a Fellowship of Christian Athletes, all of those groups that are school organizations are very closely tied in to specific transitional housings that are religious, which can be anything from kids who are on drugs, kids who kind of like the what's her name in the Ruby and I can't remember that lady's name, but the Ruby Frank and the other lady, like how she was helping these kids on behalf of the church, and the church would get the recommendation from the parents at Jody, and then they give the kids to Jody. Now imagine a school doing that, and like a kid gets pregnant. The school, all these like Christian organizations would always recommend like, oh, you should go to this house for unwed mothers ran by this church. It was like a thing. So if you were like a pregnant teen, if you were involved in certain organizations, or if your family went to a specific church, they kind of always had on call like a service for if your kid is bad, if your kid is gay, if your kid is pregnant. And it's kind of like, the way I look at it is it's like a PR hide thing. Like, how do we cover up this situation? You know what I mean? In the unwed mothers part of it, these women would end up basically living in a sort of like a boarding school situation the whole time they were pregnant. And then by the end, if they choose to keep it, they keep it, but typically they adopt it out. And there's a company in Texas called Edna Gladney that was doing this for a long time. The amount of kids who are now trying to find their parents as adults and older people trying to find their kids who were adopted out is unreal. And what's crazy is Edna Gladney and a couple of others, when they didn't have a lot of info on who the dad was or who the mom was, or even if they did have the info, but in order to, especially if it was private adoption, which almost all of them were, in order to kind of put an extra layer of protection, they would sometimes make up shit. And what they would do is they would put that the dad was Czechoslovakian, blonde hair, blue eyes, really tall, and the mom was Polish, blue eyes, blonde hair, or brown eyes, brown hair, and really short. And they were all the same, like a shitload of them. Like all the records for these kids had the same thing. A dad who was tall, attractive, blonde hair, like all this stuff about them on this like portfolio. Like they would say, like, this is what the dad looks like. These are his health problems. But it would always say like Ukrainian or Czech, and it would always say Polish for the woman. It's just over and over and over. And then you look at the kid, and the kid's like Hispanic, or the kid has like, a different color, like black hair. Like, and people started to notice, like, wait a minute, because they get older and they'd need their medical records, and all they'd get back was the same shit over and over. And it was like a big cover up. Like they would lose records would get burned when the hospital that was affiliated with them burned down. They needed to provide these records, and there was like a whole scandal where they would just put in Czechoslovakian, Ukrainian, and Polish, because that was pretty much the whole community from north central Texas south. And they're like, well, we'll just guess, and they just put it in there. And it caused a lot of problems, and there were a lot of lawsuits over it, over adoption records. And that was the commonly used thing, was like, let's just say they're Polish. Let's just say they're Ukrainian. So I had a lot of friends growing up who would go on to find birth parents, and their whole lives, they thought they were Ukrainian or Polish. It turns out, nope, you're Irish. You're what was it? Black Irish gypsy is what they were called or something. And then, some of them were just straight up like Hispanic, Italian, German, like all their races were different, but it would say like, or their ethnicity, it would literally say, they were straight up Polish, and they just thought that. It's because of that, because they're like, well, there's so many here anyway, let's just put that on there. But yeah, the amount of court cases and websites up helping people in Texas reconnect because of that snafu, holy shit. Anyway, that's my rant. My bad. I played it and didn't show you the screen. We're all learning. We're learning still.
Experts. She sent pictures to academics and auction houses trying to find out more about the stranger now sitting in her living room.
A couple of days later, I hear from Sotheby's auction house, and one of their specialists had actually identified the head as previously being part of the German-owned or Bavarian-owned state antiquities collection. It's like a movie or something. The backstory of this head is nuts.
Experts say the $35 Roman bust sitting in her home was a priceless piece of stolen.
Walk among the tombstones. I'm going to help you out real quick. Go to hpb.com, baby. Oh, shit. Why is my stuff crackling so bad? Go to hpb.com. Half Price Books is all online now, and they will fucking send you stuff, and the shipping is really low. It's amazing.
Art. The statue dates back to the late 1st century BC to the early 1st century AD and was part of the collection of King Ludwig I of Bavaria in Aschaffenburg, Germany. This picture was used to identify the bust and shows the museum where the statue once stood. Lindley McAlpine is a Roman art and provenance specialist at the San Antonio Museum of Art.
you hear stories sometimes of people finding an old copy of the Constitution behind another piece of art.
Mhm.
Did they ever find ancient Roman busts at a Goodwill?
I've never heard of any antiquities, any ancient Roman, Greek, Egyptian, anything like that coming from a thrift store. Certainly not something as huge and obviously old as this.
But how the sculpture ended up in Texas remains a mystery. Experts believe an American soldier might have smuggled the bust back to the States after the King's Villa in Germany was bombed by Allied forces during World War II.
It couldn't be sold legitimately because it was known to have been stolen. And there are all sorts of war-related laws, like the Geneva Convention.
Okay.
So war looting is a crime, is a war crime. And when you find something like this, you're not going to be able to sell it on the legitimate art market.
It never occurred to me that he could have arrived here by nefarious means. That being said, this is my first, piece of looted art that I've purchased.
Young can't talk details or compensation, but she is returning the bust back to the German government, but not before the centuries-old sculpture remains on display at the San Antonio Museum of Art for a few more months.
By the way, I'm so pissed off I didn't get to go to San Antonio and see it. Damn it, dude. Damn it. Also, what? Found a pristine Salvador for Ferragamo handbag in nude for $8. Snapped it up and never used it. Ended up giving it to a friend whose mom was in love with designer bags. Damn. I found some pretty rare shit, but I think one of the rarest I just found a few weeks ago. And I just found out it was rare 4 days ago, 5 days ago. And I've been communicating with a museum about it. And I'm not sure what's going on with that, but I'll tell you about it in a minute. Quit your bitch. I have one that says, the hurrier I go, the behinder I get. And my grandma gave it to me, and it's really fucking old.
To drive down and see him in the museum.
Totally.
That's my guy. I got choked up just seeing other people see him and read the story. He was hidden in our house for almost 4 years, and just seeing other people appreciate him was amazing.
Beauty is in the eye of the beholder.
Yeah, Doctor on Call and anybody else, if you see on your birth certificate or your adoption records, I should say, information about your father and mother that just does not match you, and you notice that it's run by any Christian organization or charity, usually it's Catholic, but there are many others that do the same shit. They will put false information, especially if it was the 70s, 80s, and early 90s, because I believe they made laws that protected families in a way that like you could sue later. Something changed. I need to look up more on this because it is state by state. I only know Texas. But yeah, a lot of them were found to be faking birth records. And it is very, very much more beneficial if you have tried DNA and that doesn't work, especially if the other side didn't try it. You have to hope they did too. But it's very beneficial to you if you're someone who thinks that's happening to you to utilize the websites that are reconnecting sites that a lot of people go on, especially older people. They still go on forums to check. Utilize forums and birth adoption meetup sites and put in there stuff like this, like what Dr. On Call is saying. This is what's on my birth record, and it was ran through a Catholic charity, because a lot of people are using that to find their loved ones in lieu of the actual information on the record about who you are, like ethnicity, culture, even area that you were born. They're focusing more on what was the specific organization, because everything else could be fake. So I highly recommend. I always say Edna Gladney because that's one that my friend had, and her parents did kind of match some of the info. But in researching her parents, we found that Edna Gladney had this happen, and a lot of people were complaining about it. And I found a lot of court records on it. So knowing that, if you're someone trying to reconnect with birth parents and you've noticed the information on your adoption records doesn't match up, look for court cases on Judy records with that organization's name. And if you see a bunch of people suing them, you might be somebody who you might be entitled to compensation, but also you might be entitled to some, hey, what the fuck from them. You feel me? Let's keep going.
Beholder. And for Young, this bust was head and shoulders the finest piece of art she's ever returned. For CBS Mornings, I'm Omar Villafranca in San Antonio.
First of all, what a masterful piece of art. He looked, the head looked particularly sad. It like slumped over in the front seat of her car with the seatbelt on and the Goodwill
Well, she
sticker.
knew she had something, just
Yeah.
the
She
fact
knew
that she
it.
strapped it in. The
And took a
detail on the hair is interesting, but don't we want to know how much? You can't discuss details and compensation.
I want to know what you
Do you
got
think
for
that
it,
means because it's so much or because it's not a lot?
I think that means because it's so much.
Because it's so much,
Yeah.
even though it was stolen?
Why would you give it back? Why would you reach out to?
Well, because you love art and you want it to be back in the country. You know, a lot of people think, this
And it
art
was
should be in the
stolen.
country where, it was stolen.
And you want to, you want to do the right thing.
First of all,
do you love art that much that you would give it back to him?
I'm not her, okay? She was on a hunt for things.
It's not about me.
Oh shit, Mrs. Parks, how's Billie Eilish? Billie Eyelash is what I call her. How was it? Was it a good concert? I can help anyone that needs to reconnect and has done ancestry DNA tests. Yes, Walk Among the Tombstones is very, very good at that. And she's already helped. Didn't you help Michelle, right? Fantastic. She's very successful. And fuck, you know what sucks, Walk Among the Tombstones? Hello, C. Smith. I was about to show you something. I thought it was amazing news. I was so excited to show you today. And I went to log into the Wayback Machine and it's down. People are saying AJ said it was hacked. It says it's down for maintenance, but it's also not coming up at all. But the Wayback Machine preserved all of the apology line shit. And I was so stoked about that. And I was going to say, hey, look, good news. Even though they took down the lost episodes, it's still on Wayback Machine. Well, now Wayback Machine's down. Good news, though, still, I already downloaded it. Yes. So I'm going to have to send that to you, Walk Among the Tombstones, soon. All right. My half-sister says my birth mother doesn't want to talk about who got her pregnant with me. I will tell her this information. Half-sis will be interested, I am sure. Yes, definitely tell her. Definitely tell her. Especially if it's through a Catholic organization. There is a chance that they could have changed it. My bird is watching and chirping back, having a comment. That's hilarious. What is the talk about tonight? Well, so far, Janine, hello, welcome. So far, it has been about art, stolen art for some reason. I don't even remember how we got on this point, but it was about a good Goodwill find. And now it's about to be about a little something else. It's about to be, hold on, let me pull this down, about Garth. And I'm glad you asked because now we can shift into the new stuff. Also, another thing I want to tell you guys before I forget, I'm going to be hosting, I want to get your ideas on this. I'm going to be hosting something that sounds kind of ridiculous, but trust me, it's hilarious and it's fun. I'm going to be hosting a dog beard and mustache competition. This is going to be like my second or third year doing it. I think my third year. Not hosting, judging. Sorry, I hosted one. I'm judging this year and I judged last year. What is that? Well, in Austin, we have a thing called the beard and mustache competition. What, Michael Priest? First of all, my homie is awake. And also, why didn't you tell me that before? I fucking believe it. I fucking believe it. Damn, Michael coming in here with the hot OSINT. Billie Eilish was awesome. I saw your photos. I told them about it. The Wayback was hacked. Fuck. Well, I got the OSINT before they hacked it. So thank goodness. Yes, not all of the apology lines, but the ones that we had before that got taken down off YouTube, and then put back up. And then now it's been hacked, but I was able to grab them. Wow. So I'm going to put the apology line info in our Discord, the downloads. I think it'll let me put downloads in there. But yeah, we have a thing here called the dog beard and mustache competition. It coincides with the beard and mustache competition, which is adult men who grow out insane beards and mustaches, which I will show you. In case you've never seen this, they do this everywhere, but I believe it started in Austin or Portland. I don't remember, but now there is a world beard and mustache competition that is here in Austin every year. And this is perfect. It's 60 seconds. I will probably get copyright struck and it's fine. Anyway, I'm going to be hosting the dog version again, which is so fun. Last year the dog that won was like a purple and first of all, they do like pet friendly spray color, and some of them will be painted to look like other animals. Some of them show up in costumes. My favorite, my top vote last year was a very angry one that was the grumpiest Brussels Griffon you've ever seen in your life, and he was dressed like a spider, and I hate spiders, and he was so mean, but he was my favorite. He was the cutest thing I've ever seen in my fucking life, and he was angry as shit. The other was an adoption. A lot of dogs are up for adoption there. So the other one was an angry boy that had just been found like the week before. I think his name was Jack, and he tried to bite like everybody, and I loved him so much. And he was like tied with the top vote for me. There was also a tiny little white Bichon Frise with a black handlebar mustache. And I said to them that I thought it was kind of fucked up that they painted a mustache on the dog. I was like, can't he smell that? Like, that's kind of fucked up. And she says, no, this little one was born that way. So I demanded puppy pictures. She provided them. Imagine a tiny little poodle that's the size of your hand with a full-blown fucking curled mustache, black, jet black, naturally. Wow, what a cutie pie. Anyway, it was the best. I absolutely loved doing it. I'm going to possibly be, in fact, I'm pretty sure I'm locked in, maybe with Boyfriend's Dead. I mean, Boyfriend's Dead's boyfriend. So tired. Me and Dead's boyfriend, I think, are going to judge it with someone else. I think it's usually someone from like the Statesman or from the radio. So we're going to be judging it. We're going to see a lot of these pooches. I'm thinking, what if I live streamed it from my point of view? Now I talked to the guy booking it. I've asked him, can I live stream it? He said he thinks that shouldn't be a problem and he'll get back to me. So, hello, YouTube bad actors. Perfect timing. I was just asking, how would you guys feel about if I live stream just for you? I know it's a true crime channel, but these dogs are stealing my heart. How would you feel if I live streamed that for you next weekend? It's going to be the 19th. So I think it's Saturday. It's going to be like noon to 5. You want me to stream it? Jen's missing tooth? Please do it if I can. Des says yes. Offer the people in charge of Moose Flute. I should. Sounds so cute. Dogs for sure. Yeah. One lady tried to sneak a cat in one year, someone told me. And I was like, what the fuck? Still watching, but the phone battery's low, so not going to comment. It's okay, Sharon Creates. Plug your phone in, girl. Stream, yes? Okay. We're going to do it then. That's the plan then. And I'll put it up. I'll even like I'll put it on tonight so that I have it timed so that it'll do the countdown and everything. As long as it's safe. It is safe. I don't think it's unsafe. I mean, what I like to do is I roll up with treats. And I'm thinking of bringing the Hugin. I didn't bring him last year because we only had him for, a few weeks at that point, and we weren't sure how he was going to do around all the dogs. I now know that he will attack, hump, snuggle, kiss, and then attack. So we're still debating. It really depends on how hot it is. And they do, some of them, there's a lot of shelter dogs that are up for adoption, and they will ship the dog to you. I don't know how. But I'm thinking, like, if I could put it on my YouTube, maybe one of you guys will see a little Hugin and go, I want that Hugin. And then we can arrange something to get you that Hugin. And hold on a second, guys. I'm going to put you on pause, and I'm going to play this for you. And then we're going to get to the Garth stuff. I think someone is here, and I don't know who. So let me hit play and show you this. This is this the Austin one? Wait. There's no way. This is a different one. No, it is. Austin.
I'm not sure. This is a sweet jacket. You got that really nice. What's your name? Where are you from?
David Baker, originally from Los Angeles, now Austin, Texas. Doesn't it? What do you guys think? Yeah. Maybe for him.
Yesterday? Yep, I grew up with a Sega. I didn't have it.
Robbie Kozemas. I come from Belgium, Antwerp.
Oh no, I love it. You guys are great out there. Yes. Get your picture taken. Step right up.
Oh, Jurgen. Yes. You guys put the place
Here.
Yes.
And if you come out to Antone's for our prizes, whenever you're ready.
Awesome.
4 years of growth and bearding together. Aww, that's amazing. Yeah.
Beard Club pulled this together. I mean, this is an amazing weekend. So I'm kind of sad that today's the last day. So
We're going to get a lot of time to see this, show the audience, show the folks at home.
Screw you, Hurricane Harley. You got nothing to ask.
Can't say it enough times. Just like so awesome.
Who was at the after party last night? After we're done talking, you're going to come over here. You're going to stand in front of that camera. Give it to me. Some yodel. That's right. So happy to representing our black. Oh boy. Awesome. Well, you look amazing. Get over there in front of the judges after you get it. My name is James. My name is Jimmy, which is short for James. And so I'm from Milwaukee, Wisconsin. And I'm actually, Milwaukee doesn't have a club, but I'm an honorary Madison Beard Wearers. And then also $3.5 hours. $3.5 hours. So up at 5 a.m. You look great, dude. Go show them all the hard work you did. We got some fans in the audience. Are those members of your club? What club is it?
My name is Doug Cameron from Cape Beard.
Okay, so this guy on the left right here is the guy who's running the dog one. So he said, hey, this worked so good with people. Let's do it with dogs. And I agreed. Great idea. Also, where is Adam? Where's Dad's boyfriend? Why isn't he in this shit? Did you ever do it? The beard and mustache competition? No, but I hung out at him. He hung out at them and everyone gazed in awe at his mustache. Yeah, they'd always give him shout outs. He does have an incredible mustache. Also, yeah, he was at the world finals. And also, they have it everywhere now, I think. I mean, it picked up steam. I'm pretty sure Adam could go to Portland. Yeah, every major city. I know they have one in Denver. They have one in Brooklyn, right? And it started in Austin. Keep Austin Beard is one of their bumper stickers, Pierre. Look at you. Genius. Pretty cool, huh? Yes, he has a Fu Manchu. He has a full Manchu. Going to sleep. Love you all. Good night from Washington. Hey, good night from Austin, Janine. Portland for sure. Yeah, Portland fucking kills it at these. But the world one is here because it's where it started. And now they're trying to get the dog one off the ground. It's been a couple of years running. I think Dad's boyfriend and me are going to go up there and we're going to look at the Hoogans and we're going to say, we like this one. In fact, I will put in my community page pictures from the last one because you guys would fucking love it. It was so cute. I'll put the little mustache dog in there too. The winner was a purple and green poodle. I was not thrilled over. Not gonna lie, not thrilled over that choice. But it won nonetheless. 2 out of the 3 judges liked it more. I wanted the little baby Hugin with he looked like a spider. He was a little baby Hugin shaped like a spider with like a little spider head and spider face. What do you got? Oh yeah. Oh, Dad's boyfriend is showing off his stash right now. Hey, can you wax it and twirl it for them? Come on, bust out. He shaved his beard yesterday. I'm going to put it up for the thing if we judge. He'll put it up if we judge the thing so you guys can see it. No. Wait, what? Your mustache? No, I was saying I planned on putting it up for the dog. Yeah. Thing if we judge when we judge the competition, he's going to put his mustache up. He's going to make it all fancy for you and do the twirls. How do they sleep? I don't know. I think it's just super long. Let's keep going because it's really crazy. Look at these dudes.
It's my birthday.
Holy shit. Also, is that fucking ear hair? Oh. Someone's future husband in this group is this guy right here, and you fucking goddamn well know it. And this guy. And this chick. Damn, girl. Look at this punk rocker. Oh, girl, I'm working on it. Oh, he threaded it through his gauges? That's so sick. I used to put candy canes in mine in Christmas. Yep. I literally know a shitload of these guys. Like I know personally like 10 of these dudes that have been on here now, and I didn't even know. Do you know Matt Bearden fucks with this? The beard and mustache competition. Oh, he hosted it? Oh, I didn't realize. Jimmy's hosting this one. This is crazy. Yes, I still have gauges. I'll show you guys in a minute, and then we'll read the Garth shit. There you go. There you go. Whiskerinas. Fascinating. Oh, no. So that one's called the Whiskerinas. Look, here, I'll show you kids. Here's your dad's gauges now. They're really small. I could probably get like a screwdriver through it. Actually, let's see. Yeah, there you go. Hey, what's up? It's me, your dad. See? Not too bad. I wonder if I could get a pen through it. Nope, no pen, but a pencil? I can get a pencil. Yeah, that's about as far as I can go. Where did I? Well, I lost my gauge, but it's fine. I'll find it later. The Hugin will probably eat it. It'll be fine. Oh, there it is. We'll put it in later because that's kind of gross. Red pen? You want me to put a red pen in it? A Garth. I know he's so gross. You have a 2 gauge? Mine used to be over an inch. And then I took them out for a weekend and forgot about it and they shrunk. And then I think I just left them out later thinking, let's get them a little smaller because they're kind of expensive once you get big. And so I just gave up and I was like, I'm going to leave them out for a hot minute. And they shrunk. And that's about as small as they get now, is about almost whatever a number 2 pencil is. Because I could push it in a little more, but it starts to kind of like feel just heavy. Like I don't like it when you could feel the stretching. So yeah, you got to be careful. Yep, torn my ears before. It hurts. Oh my God, I just yelled at you about the pen. I was like, no, my daughter has double zeros. Yeah, I used to have a whole inch. Hide the pen because it's useless as it is. I took mine out. Now they're just large holes in my ears. I mean, it takes like a year or 2 for them to really start to shrink. But I could take it or leave it. It was just more comfortable to have them a little smaller. I think once they got uncomfortable, I was like, okay, I don't like this anymore. I just wanted them to get big enough to where I like them. I think they look cool, but also they aren't like fucking with my comfort level. Okay, we're going to do the Garth stuff now. We are pretty much almost done with it. We've got very little more to do. Okay, you ready? This is what his stash looks like. There you go. Look at that. Isn't that nice? Can I touch it? Isn't that sick?
Side view.
Side view. Give him another. Hit him with that side view. Boom. Your hair's getting long, Dylan. Look at that.
I got so much hair.
Can you? We should tease it one day. See how much we can get it teased. Whoo! Look at that mane. Look at that mane. You did good, babe. Now go fix Mookie's mustache. Stop licking the floor, Mookie's. What's spilled down there? Why does he keep licking it? Don't. God damn it. Thank you so much. Thank you, Miss Parks. I haven't had mine maybe 5 years. They won't close. Oh, shit. You must have got, you must have like super skin. Maybe it's because I have psoriasis. I don't know. My skin dries 7 times faster than the normal humans, I found. I found that out in one of my psoriasis pamphlets. So maybe it dries and it shrivels and it shrinks. I don't know. Like a dink. All right, let's see. So my friends and I were such nerds that getting ears double pierced was absolutely scandalous. Yeah. And when I was in college, it was like, get your nipples, get your dermals. Like, I've had so many piercings. It's crazy. My lips have been pierced like crazy. This is the only one I really kept. Oh, thank you. Don't you love his stash? Thank you so much. Oh, everybody says you're so handsome. Anyone else that dad was yelling at her boyfriend not to lick the floor before the talk today? Y'all thought that he was licking the floor? No, that was Hugin, dude. That was Hugin. Thank you so much. They're both cutie patooties. Your skin sucks ass. Mine too. My skin is ass right here. It's literally part of my ass. Okay, let's go to the Garth stuff. Pat Sanford in with the what's up, sluts. Pat, it's been a hot minute. What's up, you fucking whore? All right. We're going to look at, don't pierce your clit, everyone. That's disgusting and it hurts. And if you have it, I apologize for saying it's disgusting, but goddamn, it looks like it hurts. Remember Snively Whiplash? He looks awestruck. Thank Christ for moisturizer. Yes, thank you, Christ, for the moisturizer. All right, here we go. Let's talk about Garth because we're about to get to the part where we see the deets. Now, one thing I will say, I don't understand why on other I guess we're gonna have to do the entire window. All right. One thing I will say is that when it comes to this stuff, they do say that any and all, and I'm going to make it bigger for you guys, any and all of what you see that is in quotations or bold or underlined or highlighted, anything in there that is, that is a quote is henceforth something that has fucking receipts with it. It's evidence that's entered into the court system, but it's not included in the complaint. And that is on a little, see right here how they are including their sources. So that's 2 and 3. So it's the number 1. And it makes it a point to put it at a very specific page, which is right before all this stuff. And it says that here it is. Any email, text message, or content of telephone conversations placed within quotations herein are direct quotes from the documents or audio recordings. Now, keep in mind, all of the ones in quotes are typically either emboldened or not. But if it's emboldened, it still counts because it's in the quote. So anyways, it's basically saying anything that is quoted, like right here, even though the whole thing is in bold, some of it will be this part right here. It is all provided to the courts. All these conversations have documents or audio recordings that are provided to the courts. So when we see them and people go, well, how do we know he said that? Well, because they have it to show the courts. I don't understand why they don't put all of it in there like they do this next piece, because I think it would save a lot of the speculative stuff. For example, in the Vince McMahon document, whenever they would have a quote like Vince McMahon saying, I'm going to poop in your hair, or whatever it is he says, anytime there's a quote from him or a threat or a coercion or an inappropriate text that they have evidence for, they include it in the complaint. In this one, they quote a ton of it. So when they do finally show it to you, I take that to mean that more than likely, because I went back to see where it shows like a text and it'll say he texted, but then there's no picture to show you, right? I'm going to presume, or I'm going to speculate, here I go, that they're using some sort of, I don't know if it's necessarily Cellbrite, but they could be using some sort of technology to basically go through and scrape the cell phone of data that was once deleted. And maybe they aren't able to visually show it to us like we saw even in the Karen Reed trial when we saw text back and forth. But most of it that we've heard has been via a conversation that they had. So it's going to be like in person, or it's going to be over the telephone. So I think that is why everything up to this point was in quotes, because it's likely something that they can't include in this complaint because it's audio, right? The other stuff, I'm assuming that they have it via cell extraction and they're going to provide it at a later date. But at this point, we have yet to see any of the proof of this stuff. We left off at 100, or right up here on this page, right? Where he says, it makes me frightened of you. It is a repeat of stuff that we already read. I don't know why they keep repeating the same info. I basically ended it because I'm like, let's wait until we get to somewhere where the info changes, right? Because it's just a lot to reread over and over. And I kind of feel like they could have saved some time by taking a couple of these points off and just basically including them as both complaint 3 and complaint 6, because it's all split up into, like, I believe it's like 6 points. But anyway, we're going to start here. We are probably going to get through like 3 or 4 pages, and then we're going to have a part 5 where we end it. And the reason we're going to do that is because at the end of part 5, I'm going to show you some OSINT on it. Some non-invasive, healthy, good OSINT that we can use, that we can also show you how to use this in the future on court records, especially when you're like working on a timeline for everything and trying to understand it. I think that there's really good ways that we can find open source intelligence to back up some of these things. And, there's things like extortion, for example, that we can't really know until the day of the court date. So I think it's best to wait and just see. But there's other things like specific dates of an event that's public knowledge. And if one gets the date wrong and the other gets it right, and if one says something happened at this time, this exact time window, but we have Garth posting a selfie or something, that's obviously going to dispute it. So just like in the Karen Reed case where people popped up with, oh, well, Katie McLaughlin, why are you friends with her in all these pictures, but you claim to not know her? This type of shit is what I'm talking about. So we are only going to do a little bit today, which is why we spent a lot of time talking about other shit. But I hear you. I feel you. We're going to do the dog beard mustache competition. You guys are going to get to see it. And let's continue with this complaint. So we're going to start right here on line 105. So Brooks further said to Miss Rowe, I love you to death, honey. I don't ever want to see you hurt or cry or want or need for anything. If you are down physically, if you need income, please let me know. I want to help. If this situation happened a year ago before me and you did anything silly with each other, so this is important. He says silly with each other. The answer would have been the same. Yes, let me help. I'm so sorry that we crossed a line. So this whole I didn't do anything with her is a bit crazy. And that's already one lie from his mouth. I don't want to hurt anybody. I really don't. In addition to phone calls, there were multiple text exchanges between Brooks and Miss Rowe with sexually explicit content. Again, showing that Brooks knew exactly what he has done to her. One day in 2020, when she was on site at his studio to style Brooks' hair and do his makeup, he took her phone and deleted most of the text messages that he had sent her. Now, we already know this. We went through this. And I do think that this is silly, not to quote him or anything, because it can easily be extracted out of a cell phone. We can even ask Dudiette about it if you guys want. It's absolutely possible, and it doesn't necessarily have to be the police. Private investigators have full access to everything from Cellbrite technology to other digital forensic technology. Hell, I have access to it. When I took classes on it, they provided that in our student stuff. So it's not like, even you could get a hold of that type of technology. And I think that that's likely what they did. Brooks uses more than one cell phone and sometimes would use different names and email addresses to communicate with Miss Rowe. That is spooky, and I'm sure they can figure out if that's true. He would tell Miss Rowe ahead of time that it would be him sending her communications under a different name. Also, I want to point out, actually, I want to take that back. It's not necessarily spooky for a celebrity to do that. A lot of them tend to have multiple phones with multiple names because of their celebrity and they want to be undercover. They'll also check into hotels under different names. So this is totally possible. However, I do think it is odd if he's using it for this purpose. In fact, I think it's fucked up if he is. It will come back to you as woman's first and last name, but that is me, smiley face emoji. He contacted her under a woman's alter ego, so that's very strange. This was in 2019. He texted her to use a certain email address with a woman's name. Wow. Although Brooks thought he deleted everything on Miss Rowe's phone, he did not, and some texts remain, including those in which he encouraged Miss Rowe to speak in a sexualized manner to him, such as this message referring to his huge stick in quotes. Wow. Because the woman's name he used is that of an employee, Miss Rowe has not included it in here. Wow. So just like Vince McMahon named his dildos after wrestlers, allegedly, Brooks would use alter egos of female employees. Fascinating. All right. Now we're going to see the chisme. Redacted on top. Warm fact, and that huge stick you carry, Roosevelt. I'll take that nickname. Thank you. I love you. This is interesting. I wish we could see the top of it. And also, she calls it a stick. That does not look good for her. Based on the information set forth above, which is sampling of some, but not all of the acts Brooks subjected her to. See, I find this weird. Subjected her to, but she is bringing it up, right? And if this is her, then that is worse. It is obvious why he resorted to such a drastic measure as filing the abusive Mississippi action. Brooks is desperate to prevent his millions of fans from learning about the horrific things that he has said and done to a junior female employee who did nothing to deserve such treatment. Fortunately, Brooks is not entitled to misuse legal statutes. Statues? Okay, again, this is another fucking spelling mistake and or punctuation issue, but spelling mistake. It should be statutes, such as the Declaratory Judgment Act, to further harm Miss Rowe. Miss Rowe's agency as a survivor and her ability to hold Brooks accountable for his predatory behavior should not be thwarted by the preemptive, abusive Mississippi action. I also hate that they call it that, because that's not what it is. They should just call it Mississippi action. I understand they feel it's abusive, but it's alleged right now, and this comes off to me as petty. Just my opinion. Well, and dramatic theater kid, just to be honest. While Miss Rowe has been victimized again by Brooks, she commenced this action to hold him accountable. Miss Rowe incorporates herein by reference as those set forth in full all preceding paragraphs of this complaint, which, by the way, were mirrored twice. I don't know why they did that. Brooks intentionally and without consent caused harmful or offensive contact with Miss Rowe, including by intentionally bringing her to California for work in 2019 and purposefully isolating her from other employees. This I find strange because I do believe okay, so it said that only 2 of them traveled there, though. Were there other employees? I have to go back and look. Brooks ensured ahead of time. Is it supposed to be E or I? I need to stop. He would force Miss Rowe to share a hotel suite with him, as detailed above. He subjected her to unwanted sexual intercourse and sexually assaulted and raped her for his own sexual gratification. As a result, Miss Rowe has suffered and will continue to suffer mental and physical pain and suffering. I hate to be a stickler, but I kind of love it. Will continue to suffer pain and suffering. Bothers me. Okay, second cause of action, battery. This is what I'm curious about, because Garth, his side, never even acknowledged the battery complaint, right? Ms. Rowe incorporates herein by reference as though set in full forth all preceding paragraphs of this complaint. Brooks committed a battery against plaintiff when he engaged in unlawful, intentional, and offensive touching or application of force to a plaintiff's person when he... Oh, yeah, that makes sense. Never mind. So in Texas and apparently in Tennessee and a couple of other places, I've said this before about Texas, but I guess it's the same there. Battery involves just touching someone, like physically touching someone, whether it causes a bruise or pain or not. Just touching them, the act of physically putting your hands on someone, is battery. Assault can be the threat. So the threat of assault or the threat of battery can be labeled assault. Calling someone and saying, I'm going to harm you, or saying you're going to harm someone to their face, can be assault. But the second you put your hands on them or you harm them physically, that becomes battery. So they're putting them as, I guess, separate complaints, or not complaints, but separate charges for the same action, because he's threatening her with the act and then doing the act. But also, by doing the act, he is committing assault and battery. That makes sense. Okay. Brooks held her by her ankles upside down, restricting her ability to move or fight back in any manner. Brooks penetrated her vagina with his penis and subjected her to forced oral sex. Dylan just went, oh! Forced oral sex against her will. Brooks did this for his own sexual gratification. In the statute, with a T, in Tennessee, Mississippi, I believe Louisiana, and definitely Texas, and I think even Oklahoma, the statutes are very, very strict about this. I've seen multiple cases where it is literally pretty much the exact same thing. Now I wonder if that's why he filed it in Mississippi. He could have probably done it in Tennessee, but it might be a little different. But basically, yeah, when you're forcing someone against their will and sexual gratification is involved, I believe that can step it up a level as far as charges. I'm not entirely sure, but I'm pretty sure. I don't know if they've changed the law since I last checked, which would have been like 2018 when I was looking at these specific cases that I'm not going to reference what they were, but they involved basically if sexual gratification is involved in the whole thing on behalf of the person who is subjecting the victim to this, then at that point it can take it up a notch. And it also protects the victim differently. Like they have a longer statute of limitation, or the statute of limitations is basically it goes away depending on what exactly the sex assault did. So yeah. And yeah, actually, LEB, great point. He did it for his own sexual gratification, not for anyone else's. Weird. Hey, I mean, it's not really weird if you consider that if it's not consensual, right? Then that changes things. If it's consensual and he does it for both of theirs, then that's different, you know? So I think this is actually kind of a pretty, it makes sense why they would put that in there, in my opinion. They're stressing the point that it was non-consensual by saying that, I think. She was upside down. Why didn't she punch him in the dick? I believe when they described it, she was, the position is described as with her back to him, so that it is, oh, hold on. Let me find Mookie's leash. It was right here. Oh, here it is. I've hidden it. My bad. You taking Mookie's out? I believe her back is where his knees are, so her back is banging into his knees, which seems pretty uncomfortable. Perpetrator is the word I was looking for. Thank you. It is an over-dramatized... Hold on. Let me walk them out for a second, because Mookie needs me to walk outside so he can go on his walk. Hold on. Come on, you want to go on, Mookie? Come on, honey. Good boy. Good boy. Oh, with the good little Hoogan. Okay, so I agree with you on it's over dramatized. I agree with you completely. And I do think that, again, it's a bit much. However, and I also believe that they should save that shit for the courtroom and just give us the facts. But fair enough, if you're trying to, I don't want to say be coercive, but like if you're trying to convince, if you're trying to convince a judge to give you a jury trial, you know, I would assume maybe that's why they were doing it. But it's very, very strange that they put so much into the dramatization, but not into the spelling and punctuation. And I have seen a lot of lawyers on YouTube and just like some friends of mine who I've asked, like, what would you do if shit was, you know what I mean? If shit was fucked up like this, but about other cases. And I've heard lawyers on YouTube who go over cases, even the lawyer, you know, like they've commented on like this stuff can kind of, it can change things when there's a whole bunch of typos. Some judges won't even look at it. They're like, what are you doing? Send this back. So like, yeah, it's very strange to see so many fuck ups and so much repetition, and yet a lot of focus on extra words and extra verbiage to really drive the point home about situations that one could just state in legal jargon, and it would actually probably make people take it, I don't want to say more seriously, but it would seem a little more professional. But yeah, I see what you're saying, but I personally don't think it diminishes her claims. But I also see what you mean by overcompensating too. I'm on the fence about how this will, I mean, I think that they could have done a better job writing this, but that's what I'm on the fence on. I'm a little confused by some wording, and I feel like if they would have just left it in the legal fucking text, it would make more sense. But I mean, as far as like, I don't know. I really wish, like, when I see the AKA receipt up here, I wish they would have not redacted this so I could see some context. And I wish they would have explained a little more about, like, you know, I understand she was under pressure, but I feel like the repercussions towards her could have been stressed a little more so that the language she uses when communicating with him would make more sense. Because right now, It's got emojis. It's got hearts. I'm confused. Let's keep going because we already discussed the battery part. And we're going to stop here soon at, I think, the third cause of action. Plaintiff did not act freely and voluntarily, and the actions were against plaintiff's will as defined in California Penal Code 243. Brooks knew that he was subjecting her to pain and trauma as detailed above. Additionally, defendant Brooks committed a rape against the plaintiff as defined in California Penal Code 261. Plaintiff was incapable of resisting because of Brooks' sheer physical size and strength compared to Miss Rowe. As a result of defendant's alleged conduct, plaintiff has suffered severe physical harm, emotional distress, humiliation, embarrassment, anxiety, economic harm, and other consequential damages. The conduct of defendant Brooks, described above as willful, wanton, and malicious. At all relevant times, defendant acted with conscious disregard of plaintiff's rights and feelings, acted with knowledge of or with reckless disregard for the fact that his conduct was certain to cause injury and or humiliation to the plaintiff, and intended to and did cause fear, physical injury, and or pain or suffering to the plaintiff. By virtue of the foregoing, plaintiff is entitled to recover punitive and exemplary damages from the defendant according to proof at trial. This cause of action is timely under California's Sexual Abuse and Cover-Up Accountability Act, AB 2777, because it is based on conduct that occurred on or after January 1st, 2009, and is commenced after January 1st, 2019, and is thereby revised by California code. So see how that code revision changed everything? So when people are saying she waited this long, it looks to me like they're trying to wait on some revision of the code so that the statute will allow for these claims to be made. So, very interested. I understand TIF, but that is illegal. I believe you can be disbarred for that, at least in Texas. Someone got in trouble for that. A lawyer used ChatGPT to write up a brief, and it was a huge fucking problem because the plaintiff is or the defendant is hiring you to work for them. And by doing that, you are literally ripping them off. So yeah, that is not cool. They do not allow that. Miss Rowe incorporates herein by reference as though set forth in full all preceding paragraphs of this complaint. Essentially, it repeats the same thing. Literally. And the fourth cause of action, that's why we're just going to move down a little bit. See how it's like all the same shit? Here we go. Fourth cause of action, Ms. Rowe incorporates herein by reference as though set forth in full all preceding paragraphs of this complaint. At all relevant times herein, Brooks interfered and attempted to interfere by threat, intimidation, and coercion, and by physical force with Ms. Rowe's exercise or enjoyment of her right to be free from sexual assault and sex discrimination as secured by the laws of California. That's an interesting way to say it, but I agree. As a result, Ms. Rowe has suffered and will continue to suffer mental and physical pain and suffering. When they say suffered suffering, it feels weird to me. Why? We have 3 pages left, and we're going to finish them another day. Thank you guys so much for joining me for this disturbing shit. He is a very good boy. It's a good wild case. Next time I see you, we might do another episode in between the next Garth episode as a buffer. We're going to finish it off. You're going to say hi. You got to adjust your mustache. Show off the mustache. Be our palate cleanse. Look at that. Look at that palate cleanse, ladies. Look at that. Adam, what do you think? Ladies, fellas, what you think?
Palate cleansed.
Is your palate cleansed?
I'm human ginger.
Look at him. He's a human stick of ginger. Wolf. Where's the monkeys? You want to say hi to everybody? Let me see if I can pick him up.
No, he's gonna run.
He's gonna run? Come here. Yep, he ran. All right. He does have a villain mustache. He's a bit of a villain. Oh, did you hear that laugh? That's his villain laugh. Do it for him. Do the laugh.
I'll take over this podcast and get rid of all the fans and all the mods and all the songs.
There's just one mod. It's Rabbit. Rabbit's
Don't
not
get
here.
rid of Rabbit.
No, you won't. You won't touch Rabbit. Get out of here. You're a bad guy. Fucking Dr. Robotnik over here. Bitching at my rabbit. How dare you? All right. Mookies, quit licking the floor. All right. I love you guys. Next time I come back, we're going to finish the last 3 pages of this bad boy. And then we're going to start looking at some OSINT. Before that, we might have Wario. Oh, shit, Adam. Adam said Wario. You got a bit of a Wario going on. It's true. Do it.
I'm more Waluigi. I'm not fat like Wario.
No, yeah, I'm going to fatten you up. Everyone said Wario.
Waluigi body.
No, you got a Waluigi body? Yeah. What's a Waluigi? Oh, is that Wario Luigi? Is that what he's called? Is he called Waluigi?
The one I think I look more like. I think I look more like Waluigi than Wario.
Well, look, Trouble
Wario's
says
fat and short.
Trouble says very handsome, and Trouble gets her ears pulled and likes it. Darlene, you want to hide the pen in him? You want to tie me to some train tracks? Is that what you're gonna do? Yeah. See? Waluigi. Waluigi. He does have an accent. Do your accent.
What accent?
Talk to him in your home voice.
No.
Like when we're back home, when we's back home with your mama.
My name's Dylan.
That's really nice.
Oh, okay.
Oh, what a punk.
Wow.
Oh my God. Jesus Christ. Well, you just doxed yourself. Oh my God. Hey, I'm pretty sure I can get in trouble for that. You son of a bitch. All right. I love you guys. I'm going to go edit. Bye. Oh my God, you psycho.